Welcome back to Fox 5 on the Hill Live this Sunday morning. You know, disinformation and rumors have become a major issue in social media and news reports. A recent poll by the Institute of Public Relations and Ledger finds that 3 out of 4 Americans say disinformation undermines elections, threatens democracy, and increases the political divide. One group wants to get to the facts. The News Literacy Project's mission is to sift through the rumors and focus on the truth. Peter Adams is Senior Vice President of Research at the News Literacy Project. It is a nonpartisan, nonprofit group. Peter, thanks so much for joining us this morning.
Thank you.
This is about anybody who has relatives on Facebook or Twitter, I still call it Twitter, deals with this. You know, we see a flood of people posting memes, saying things. How has this proliferated throughout the age of social media?
You know, enormously. So everybody's dealing with much more information than they ever have before, including much more misinformation. There are a lot of advantages to social media, that connecting with people who you wouldn't have otherwise engaged with in conversation, but there are no barriers and gatekeepers. So we really all have to be our own gatekeepers in this age.
Oh, this is called rumor guard. It's the way you go in and actually will take an image that's probably been shared by a lot of people, identify what it is, identify what the reality of it is, and tell people what the actual information is versus what they thought it was.
Correct. So RumorGuard is our web-based curated collection of viral misinformation examples. And we try to choose things that are timely, that are significant and meaningful, so things that are
this one we have on the
now.
screen here actually is locally happened just a couple of blocks away from here.
Yes.
About Pizzagate. This was an incident where a young man walked into a local pizza shop here in Northwest D.C.,
Yes.
fired off shots under the false belief that there was activity going on there. It was complete creation. It wasn't true.
Right. Right. Yeah, a young man had fallen down a rabbit hole online, had really been so convinced this was true that he drove to Washington and did that. And more recently, of course, Elon Musk, who owns X or Twitter, now amplified that falsehood yet again. So we saw that sort of come back in recent weeks.
All right, so you have these 5 factors that we'll go into as far as separating out fact from fiction, and there's a lot of fiction out there.
There is.
What questions do you ask?
So, you know, we tried to boil things down to really 5 things that people can think about. What's the context? What am I seeing? What's the evidence? You know, is this authentic? That's more important than ever now in the age of generative AI, where we're seeing very convincing fakes. What is the source? Not just who's sharing this, but what sources are they citing? And sometimes even what sources are those sources citing? And then reasoning. Is it based on solid reasoning, or is it engaging in logical fallacies or exploiting our cognitive biases in some way? This
is some of what we're talking about. These are, you know, posts that have been made on social media, which turned out not to be true. This one regarding Donald Trump, it said, breaking Fox News.
Yeah.
Deutsche Bank has filed a notice to foreclose on Mar-a-Lago. It's a parody account.
Yes.
This didn't happen. But yet it got shared and shared and shared and shared. How do you brace yourself with the dam when this kind of, you know, false information is just busting through all over the place?
I think, you know, you have to develop some cognitive habits of mind, and that's what RumorGuard, you know, which lives at rumorguard.org, is designed to do. So in this case, someone just took a photo of Trump, a photo of Mar-a-Lago, attached a false claim to it, and tweeted it. Now, they do have a disclaimer on the bio of their account. So if you were to hover on their handle or go to their account, that says that they are a satirical account.
Right.
But of course, few people did that. It got amplified. It got screenshotted on Twitter, shared to Facebook, shared to TikTok, and went viral.
And when you're just hitting the repost button without actually looking into it or thinking about it, you're likely to have more of this stuff spread than not. Let's go to another one here, because this involves a controversy that's been going on right now over the war in Gaza and, you know, in the Israeli forces. Right? This is one there, a person who was in a bag was texting.
Yeah.
And there was another, it was a child, appeared in several different videos at several different tragic locations. You've labeled this as conspiratorial nonsense.
Yes.
At the heart of this, though, is using imagery to advance a fake perception of a real-life event.
Correct. It's a false conspiratorial narrative that we've seen before, by the way, not just about the war between Israel and Hamas, but that's what these examples are. And it is a so-called, you know, crisis actor conspiracy theory. So the idea that either side in the conflict, and we've seen them for both, are somehow exaggerating casualties, sometimes that involves the news media and says that they're in on the conspiracy. But when you really push down, of course, these are baseless, absurd conspiracies. That body bag texting is someone in a Halloween costume in Thailand in 2022. This girl was a Syrian girl who was actually a real victim of a bombing in Aleppo in 2016 and is being handed off by 3 different people at the scene of that real bombing.
So they've used that to advance their own purposes.
Correct.
Want to tell people that for more information or tools that you can use to fact check a lot of these things, you can go on to the News Literacy Project. That is www.newslit.org. Peter Adams, such an important issue right now. We appreciate the work you're doing on this to bring news literacy and, more importantly, facts into our world of social media.
Thank you
so
Tom.
much.